Joseph, Food Biotech Department under the edges of Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences. Today we'll discuss about macronutrients. So first of all, we have to know regarding the nutrients. What is actually the nutrient is? So nutrient is anything that we get from the food. It's a chemical compounds that we get from the foods. Okay. So nutrients are basically divided into two parts. First one is macronutrients and second one is micronutrients. Okay. So macronutrients. Macronutrients are those nutrients that are required by the body in larger amount. Okay. And also these nutrients are available in plants in higher side. Okay. And we can measure the macronutrients in grams. Okay. So there are three types of nutrients that come under macronutrients. First one is protein. Second one is carbohydrates. And third one is fat. So we discuss one by one. Firstly, we'll discuss about the protein. Okay. So protein are the compound or macronutrients that we get from plant as well as animal sources. The excellent sources, when we discuss about the sources, we can divide the sources in some categories like excellent sources, good sources or poor sources. Okay. So we get protein from plant or animal source proteins are considered as excellent source of proteins. Why they are considered as excellent source of protein? Because they made from all essential 20 amino acids, all 10 amino acids that is required by our body. Okay. The essential amino acids are those which we can, which the body can't synthesize by their own. We get those amino acids by the plant or from our diet. Okay. So all the essential source of protein is animal source, like for example meat, fish and poultries. Okay. So these are excellent sources of protein. Then good sources, under good sources, some kind of plant sources are also there, like pulses, cereals, nuts and oil seeds. And in poor sources like cereals or some vegetables. Okay, so this is all about the sources of protein. And one more thing we have to discuss here is the biological value of the protein. Okay. When we talk about the sources, if the biological value of protein is high, then it comes under the excellent sources. And same thing is there. What is the biological value? Biological value of the protein is that value in which we see the pattern of fashion of amino acids that join together with the help of polypeptide bonds and make a protein. Okay. Now, functions of protein. The main function of protein is the growth and development of the body. Okay. As we see, the neonate or infant is very small in size and he is only approximate 2.5 to 3 kgs in the normal conditions. As the time passes, the babies grow in the height and the weight also, and when he achieves 1 year age of life, he is almost triple from their birth weight, and the height also increases. So the main thing is that there is some kind of cell development that occurs in us, and this is because of protein. Okay. So the main function of protein is it helps in growth and development of our body. Second thing, it helps in wear and tear of the body. When we get hurted or any accident or caused, or we can just cut our finger, then after some time there is some kind of skin formation is there. This is because of protein. Okay. Next function is, of course, it's a source of energy. Protein gives us 4 kilocalorie per gram of protein. Okay, but one thing is important over here is that protein, of course, it's a source of energy, but it's don't give or act as primary source of energy. Okay, remember this thing always. So these are some functions of proteins. There are some organs and some things also present in body that is made up of protein, like our hormones. The hormones that helps in certain body functions are made up of proteins. Like that, some kind of enzymes that helps in our digestive system to digest our food is also made up of protein. So these are some major sources of major functions of proteins. Now if we consume protein in excess amount, then what will happen? So it's very rare in our country that someone is suffered from the excess of protein, because in our country mainly the poor persons or mainly the person are suffering from the deficiency of protein. But we discuss over here the excess of protein. It causes some kind of regenerative disorders in our body. Along with that, it's sometimes we put on weight because of excess consumption of protein, and sometimes there are some kind of hormonal disturbances also occurs because of excess consumption of protein. Now, deficiency of protein. The deficiency of protein is a major global function, not in India but over across the world also. And the deficiency of protein is also known as PEM. It's protein energy malnutrition. Okay, when we can say that anybody have deficiency of protein, that means there is a fair chances that the person is also suffering from energy deficiency also. Okay, so PEM occurs in children and in women's also. Firstly, we'll discuss about the PEM in the children. It is main causing function of Kwashiorkor and marasmus. Again, this is the global problem related to protein deficiency. Okay, the children of birth to 6 years of age are considered as vulnerable group, and they are suffering from Kwashiorkor, either Kwashiorkor or marasmus. If we talk about the Kwashiorkor, there are some kind of water deposition in the body. Okay, so that's why the baby looks like a fatty baby, but actually the body contain only higher amount of water, not the fat. Okay, so there is a checkpoint whether the baby is suffering from Kwashiorkor or not, because the baby looks like very healthy. So the checkpoint is that there is some kind of edema in the Kwashiorkor babies. Okay, what is edema? Edema is the accumulation of water or fluid in the body, and the accumulation starts from the feet side and it's come upward direction. Okay, so when the baby is suffering from Kwashiorkor, we pick on the feet of the baby, then there is some kind of depression in the skin, and it comes not very fast in the normal condition. Okay, when the baby is normal, there is no kind of any pitting over there over the feet. But when the baby is suffering from Kwashiorkor, then there is some kind of pitting in the feet. So this is the checkpoint whether the baby is suffering from edema or not, or suffering from Kwashiorkor or not. Okay. Now the symptoms of Kwashiorkor, as I said earlier, that there is some kind of fluid accumulation in the body. So the face of the baby is like a moon face. the moon at the time of their full flourish. We can say the Purnima ka chand. Okay. So because of accumulation of fluid, the baby's face is look like Purnima ka chand. Okay. Then there is some fluid accumulation over the abdomen portion of the baby. There is some kind of muscle wasting over there also. So these are some symptoms of kwashiorkor. Now marasmus. The main difference over marasmus and kwashiorkor is that in the marasmus there is no any kind of edema is there. Okay, there is only kind of muscle wasting. So the child is suffering from muscle wasting and he has become so lean and thin like a haddi ka dhancha. There is no any kind of accumulation of water over there, and the face of that kind of children is like a monkey face, where there is the shrinkage in the muscular facial muscles. And one more thing is there, that the legs and hands of that kind of baby is very much lean and thin, but there is some kind of enlargement of liver, so it looks like a potty liver or potty abdomen. Okay, so this is the difference between marasmic and kwashiorkor child. So these are the deficiency of protein that is suffered by the children. Now protein deficiency in women's, especially in pregnant women and lactating mothers. If they are suffering from any type of protein deficiency, then fairly chances that the mother is also suffering from anemia, because the major portion of blood is hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is made up of heme protein and globin, that is the part of iron. Okay, so there is fair chances that the mother is suffering from anemia, and some kind of hormonal disturbances also occurs in the women's side. Okay, so this is about the deficiency of protein in women's. Okay, next carbohydrate and fat we'll discuss in our next session. Thank you so much.